Welcome to week 2 of NFL Week in Review. We're going to get started by talking about the Washington Commanders and the Green Bay Packers this past Thursday, or last Thursday actually. It looks like Jayden Daniels suffered a knee sprain versus Packers, and his status for week 3 is in doubt. He is doubtful to come back. He sprained his knee. It looks like he's not going to go up against the Raiders next week, so it looks like they're going to have to bring in their quarterback too to be able to play successfully. And it also looks like Austin Ekeler suffered an injury as well. He believed to have torn his Achilles and will undergo MRI. Well, it's already confirmed he tore his Achilles. And it looks like he's out for the season. Commanders are in a little bit bad shape right now, but we're going to see what happens when the time comes. Jayden Daniels, I know, is obviously one of the better quarterbacks I've seen. He would have made it to the Super Bowl in his rookie season, or his rookie year, last season. He went as far as to the NFC Championship, which I think is absolutely amazing. So now I think is just questionable if he'll return or doubtful if he'll return. We're gonna have to keep updates on that. You guys can see updates on the NFL website, so we're just gonna see what happens. But Packers won that game anyway. They are undefeated, and Jordan Love is actually looking pretty good right now. They went 27-18 that game. Jordan Love's best plays from 2 touchdown game versus Commanders, so it was only like 2 touchdowns, but they were pretty good plays. The defense was looking pretty good, and I wonder why the defense was looking pretty good. It's probably because Micah Parsons, who was on the Dallas Cowboys, went over to Green Bay, and the defense is just absolutely stacked because of Micah Parsons. And I believe Micah Parsons is carrying the Packers defense to win. So I think that's just what's going on right now. They went 18-27. Tucker Kraft was also looking pretty good. Luke's got leaps, and it says he went 19 yards for the wide receiver. Deebo Samuel's touchdown marks the second straight week in which he scored 6 for Washington, D.C. So both teams were actually looking pretty good at that point. It's just that from the Commander side, there were 2 injuries. So next week, we're just going to have to see how they do. Next game I will talk about is the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati actually took another dub this week, so good on them. Problem is, another injury happened with their quarterback, Joe Burrow. I am a big Joe Burrow fan, and that's why I have a Bengals shirt with me. He suffered a turf toe injury due to a hyperextension of his big toe. I forgot which one it was, whether it was the left or whether it was the right, but regardless, Bengals are suffering a big loss. So he is going to, when Joe Burrow decides to get, turf toe surgery, he is going to be missing at least 3 months. So it looks like they're going to have to use their second quarterback 2 of the Cincinnati Bengals. Everybody just had high hopes for Joe Burrow. It's just they can't catch a break. And I feel absolutely bad for them because they actually appeared in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. It sucks because I consider them pretty good. I certainly thought they were playoff worthy. But Trevor Lawrence was also looking pretty good. I think he got the first touchdown of the game, so it was good for him. So also Jamar Chase, who I have on fantasy, he got catches from 165 yards. Pretty amazing for Jamar Chase. I'm not sure if it's going to go downhill for the Bengals after Joe Burrow's injury. They're just going to have to make do with what they can, I guess. I hope that Joe Burrow has a speedy recovery. It's just a matter of time on if he'll be out for the season, which I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. I don't want to jinx the Bengals fans, but just from what it looks like, I mean, he's going to be out for at least 3 months. They say at least 3 months. That's pretty much almost the entire season. Because in January, and we have the playoffs, and then February, the Super Bowl. He's going to be out for that whole time. And without Burrow, that they at least had a shot at making the playoffs. But now, it's just not looking that way. I mean, still the Jaguars look pretty good. I thought Trevor Lawrence did pretty good. It was pretty even. The scores were pretty close close to each other, so that made for an interesting game. It was going back and forth, so I thought it was a pretty good game. We have the next game, the Dallas Cowboys against the New York Giants. Two teams that have lost their first week, and so the second week, at least one of them was going to win, and it went to the Dallas Cowboys. So this was also another close game. Nobody spat on Dak Prescott this time, so that's a positive, at least I can say. It was honestly looking like the Giants were going to pull it off. You know, it looks like Dak Prescott just swept under their feet, you know. Because in quarter one, you know, in quarter one, the New York Giants got six on them, a touchdown on them. So, obviously, it was all them. A 361-yard game versus the Giants. Devontae Williams got 130 yards for them versus the Giants. And CeeDee Lamb actually has hands this week. So, at least the Cowboys won for that one. Am I happy that they won? Not really. Russell Wilson got 473 yards from a 3-touchdown game. Dak Prescott scrambles to 28-yard line to set up Cowboys game-winning field goal attempt. I don't really know what to say about this one. This was also a close game, but obviously Dallas scored much more. Even just looking at the star just made me yawn. Because honestly, the fact that they even won is just whatever. Like, I'm not happy that they won, but I mean, it's still week 2, so it's not like anything's gonna change really. It might go low, it might go high. We'll just see what happens with that. I don't really have much to say about that one other than this was also another close game by 3 points. Congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys. Next, we have a lopsided game, the Buffalo Bills against the New York Jets. Another New York team, 2 New York teams actually, going up against each other. One in the city, one in upstate. And it looks like, again, Buffalo Bills are doing the business. Obviously, Josh Allen is making everybody look like Dookie right now. So I honestly, truly believe he might have a shot at the Super Bowl. Look at the Buffalo Bills within the past 20, 30 something, 40 years. You know, look at them in the early 90s. Okay, late 80s, early 90s. They went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. Some even against the same team. All 4 of those years in a row, they lost. Times have changed. So, they make it all the way to 2025. They got Josh Allen now. They're just a powerhouse of a team. I would probably be feeling much better if this jersey was a Buffalo Bills jersey. Simply because, I would actually like wearing a Buffalo Bills jersey because that's a team that actually has the most passion, that actually has most will to win. Personally, I liked the Ravens game better because it was just absolute cinema. Just watching the Bills completely just sweeping, the Ravens under their feet. So, I mean, this was a more lopsided game, so they asserted their dominance. And that's something I like to see. Let's see. James Cook's best plays from a 2-touchdown game. Taylor's tight window pass. Is Justin Fields out as well? It looks like it because if Tyrod Taylor's there, he's quarterback 2 for the New York Jets. So it looks like Justin Fields is injured as well. I didn't even know that. Justin Fields roams the globe on 27 yards. Okay, so he got injured in that game since Tyrod Taylor went in there. Okay, that makes sense. I guess that's all I have to say about that in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the Super Bowl rematch. We have Philadelphia Eagles at the Kansas City Chiefs. So we're at Arrowhead, okay? We are in Arrowhead. And this is going to be Patrick Mahomes' first season where he lost 3 games in a row. Once again, just like the Super Bowl, it wasn't a blowout like the past one. But Chiefs are looking pretty shaky right now. I was looking at Travis Kelce. Try to catch the ball. He drops it or he misses it. It just bounces off his hands. They just look pretty shaky right now. I mean, obviously, Xavier Worthy's out. And it's all because of Travis Kelce, it just makes it funnier to me. I mean, okay, look. I don't hate the Chiefs. I don't love them either. They're a little bit in the middle of the pack for me. I wouldn't be upset if the Chiefs won this game. Like, it wouldn't really upset me that much, to be honest with you. But I mean, it's just laughable because we have their own teammate just running into each other, just injuring one. And well, Travis Kelce injured Xavier Worthy, so now he's out. Rashee Rice has been suspended for like 6 games, so there's that. So Chiefs are looking very weak right now, and I think everybody had their starting team. Like, the Chiefs were like had all their starters when the Super Bowl came, and they still couldn't get the job done. It was 40-22. I'm looking at the score right now. They still scored. Don't get me wrong. Chiefs still scored, but then we have Chris Jones. I think it was like the final rush for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's so funny because Chris Jones just wanted to push Jalen Hurts buttons. Chris Jones, did you hear that when he was like, you don't even have 100 yards, and then Jalen Hurts was like, we won the game, shut your ass. It was so funny because I keep seeing memes about how Chris Jones keeps trying, and Jalen Hurts with a belt because it looks like he was beating him. I mean, it's sad. I mean, that's a sad side to see, like, in real life. But if it's depicted in like a picture, like a drawing, it just makes it all the more funnier, in my opinion. So Eagles won. I'm happy about that. Chiefs are 0-2, just like, you know, the Dolphins are. But they still got Patrick Mahomes, and I still think Patrick Mahomes is a good quarterback. Not great, but good. I think Jalen Daniels is still better. Josh Allen is better. Even Lamar Jackson is better. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that from the Kansas City fans, and I have Patrick Mahomes as my starting quarterback in fantasy, and he got me a couple of points there. So this was probably like my edge, the edge that I got this week, because I had a couple of Chiefs on my starter, and then I have Eagles defense. So when they were going up against each other, my points just kept racking up. So, and then the final game of Sunday Night Football, we have actual Sunday Night Football, which is Minnesota Vikings against the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons. And would you look at that, 22-6. You know, I'm starting to notice a pattern with the Minnesota Vikings. I used to think this was just a Sam Darnold problem, because I don't really think Sam Darnold is all that. And people are going to say I shouldn't be saying anything since I have Tua Tagovailoa as my quarterback, but that's neither here nor there. It's only when Tua is unhealthy is when we start to do bad. But even when we're healthy, I think we're bad anyway. But anyway, that's beside the point. The pattern that I notice with the Vikings is that they win one game and then they lose the next game. Then they win the next game and then they lose the game after that. So it's like they win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. I think that's the consensus, at least with the past, because I remember when Vikings made that last game in the before the playoffs. I thought they were doing pretty good. They made it to the playoffs. Almost all of NFC North made it to the playoffs, except for the Bears. So it was Lions, Packers, and Vikings. They all made it to the playoffs except for the Bears. So they're looking pretty decent. But now, looks like J.J. McCarthy is just slowing all the way down. Michael Penix looked really great. Is there anything that really happened in this game other than J.J. McCarthy not doing as good as we thought he was going to do? Is that the consensus that we're getting? I'm not really a big fan of the Atlanta Falcons, if I'm honest with you. Super Bowl 51 was pretty hard to watch for me when it was New England Patriots versus Atlanta Falcons, because I didn't really like either team. I hate the Patriots, but I hate the Falcons less so. If I were to put my money on this, it would have been the Vikings. But JJ worked his magic. They only made one touchdown that entire game. What's the next matchup for the Vikings? Oh, they're going up against the Bengals. They're going up against the Bengals. I mean, they could have a shot because Joe Burrow is out now. So Vikings could have a shot. Maybe the Vikings will win that game. At least that's how I feel. I'm not sure yet, but we're just going to see. We have our two-headed Monday Night Football games. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Houston Texans. This one was probably the closest game since it was 20-19. They were really close. They couldn't just quite get there. This is an interesting matchup to me because These are my two favorite teams from their respective divisions. Both South, but NFC, AFC. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are my favorite from NFC South. Houston Texans are my favorite from AFC South. Me personally, this was a fun game for me to watch simply because, I mean, obviously I was rooting for Buccaneers because I'm closer to Tampa, but I would not have been mad if the Texans won this game. Either way this game was going to go, I was going to be happy because these are two teams that I really like. It was enjoyable for me. Baker Mayfield locked in. It was 14-10 most of the quarter two, quarter three. Tampa Bay made a touchdown, which boosted them up to 20. And then the Texans, they just barely made it with another touchdown, and then they scored 3 points, so they went 19, and then they were so close, and they were at home yet so far. It was still a close game. It was still enjoyable for me to watch because I love CJ Stroud. I love Baker Mayfield. Just watching this game was just absolutely entertaining for me. 234 yards by CJ Stroud's best plays. I enjoyed watching every single bit of it. It was quite enjoyable for me, if I'm being completely honest with you. Not only are these two teams that I actually really like, but it was really close. So I love both teams. I love both quarterbacks. So just having that is just makes me happy. That's just a happy camper for me. Happy this game was here. And then the last game of the week before I go on my rant about the Dolphins, which I don't feel good about. I'm going to rant to you guys about this. But the last game I talk about on Monday Night Football, which was happening at 10 o'clock my time, but 7 o'clock their time, all the way in the West Coast. This is a divisional rivalry game between the Los Angeles Chargers, the LA Chargers, versus my Las Vegas Raiders. I can't really be mad at this because Justin Herbert is firing on all cylinders. I'm not sure if it's because he has Madison Beer now that they're going out with each other, but something about being with one of the most beautiful women in the world just makes you do 10 times, 20 times, even 50 times better than you were supposed to. I went to sleep during this game. I didn't really watch most of it, so Las Vegas, I don't know what they were doing. It looks like they scored only 3 field goals. They didn't even make a touchdown. LA made touchdowns. The Chargers made touchdowns. It was one, then another one, then they made a field goal, quarter 3, 2 touchdowns in 1 quarter. I mean, it's crazy. They're at the top of AFC West, so good on them. I kind of wish Las Vegas was right up there. I don't really have a problem with any of these teams from AFC. I don't really have beef with any team from them, even with the Chiefs. Like, I'm not mad that LA beat Las Vegas. I'm not mad that the Chargers beat the Raiders. It's just, I just don't like seeing the Raiders lose. But if it was against the Chargers, then it wouldn't, I'm not really. 242 yards for Justin Herbert's best throws. Dane Henley's blitzing sack of Smith forces turnover on, I forgot Geno Smith was for the Raiders. I completely forgot about that. So it looks like they got a sack. O'Marion Hampton for forced fumble turnover. Oh, man. Geno Smith's third interception of the night. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that I would have been pissed off if I was a Raiders fan, because that would have made me mad, just seeing them do. But it's the Chargers, so I mean, I'm cool with Justin Herbert, okay? Like, I'm not really mad that they won. If you're Justin Herbert and you have Madison Beer by your side, rooting for the Chargers, then you kind of already have that superpower of I'm the king of the world. So they're pretty up there. So do I need to say anything? Do I even need to say anything about this score right here? Remember I told you guys last week that if the Dolphins lose to the New England Patriots, that we deserve a winless season? Look at the score right here. Just take a look at this sorry-ass score right here. This is an embarrassment. We are an embarrassment to the NFL. It's sickening. It is disgusting. It's disrespectful. I thought losing to the Colts last week was bad enough. But the Dolphins were like, you know what? That wasn't bad enough. Let's disappoint our fans more. What can we do as an organization that 50 years ago went undefeated? Let's see how we can shadow those dreams and make sure that we never win another Super Bowl ever again. If losing to the Colts wasn't bad enough for you, this week we went up against one of the most infamous teams in the NFL, the New England Patriots. And let me tell you, as a Dolphins fan, I despise the New England Patriots with a passion. They're divisional rivals. I do not like them at all. And the fact that we even lost to them, it makes me want to throw up. It makes me absolutely sick to my stomach. To make matters even worse, we're going up against a team I actually like. A team that's actually good. A playoff Super Bowl contending team next week, week 3. And I want you to take a wild guess. They're in the same division as us. Take a wild guess on who exactly we are going to be facing week 3. If we could not beat the Colts last week, if we couldn't beat the New England Patriots this week, what makes anybody think in their right mind the Miami Dolphins are going to beat the Buffalo Bills next week? In the Angry Video Game Nerd's words, that's like a 4-year-old trying to fight Hulk Hogan. It's just never going to work. At this point, we're just the laughingstock of the organization. Like, we're right on par with the Chiefs now. Like, the Chiefs have 2 losses. Miami Dolphins have 2 losses. Chiefs and Giants are going up against each other next week. I think the Chiefs might actually have a win under their belt for that week. Remember all those months ago I said the Baltimore Ravens were going to win the Super Bowl? If I'm going to be wrong in that department, then at least I will be right in this department in saying the Miami Dolphins will probably have a winless season. I am actually confident in saying that. Do I want to say that? Absolutely not. Because look at this. I got this as a gift. Look at my. This is supposed to be Devon Achan's number, but look at the back. If you guys could see that, it's my last name. And I have Devon Achan's number on the back. This is a custom jersey I got for my birthday that I wanted because I thought it looked good on me. Because I like the color, I like the team. But as far as it's going now, it's like I don't feel good wearing this jersey. I do not. And I said this last week too. We are not a team that plays to win. We are not a passionate team that plays to win. We are just a team that just goes out there, wants their paycheck, and just leaves. That's how I personally feel. That's from what I'm seeing as a fan. It's like we don't even care anymore. It's like there's no passion for the game. There's no passion. There's no will to win. There's no drive. There's no determination. There's no hunger. There's no hunger in this team that says, I want to win and I'll do whatever it takes to do so. And to me, that's just insulting to the fans that really bleed for you. Some people have literal shrines dedicated to their team. At least I'm a sensible person and have more than one team to root for, so that way I'm not depressed every week wearing this, saying, yup, I'm a fan of a team that's about to have a winless season this year. It's embarrassing. It's disrespectful to the fans that bleed day in and day out, even in the off season. I got this during the off season. Like a month after the Super Bowl, I got this jersey because I actually thought we were at least mid. You know, we weren't the best, but I thought we certainly weren't the worst. And these past 2 weeks, they completely changed everything for me. We just went from middle of the pack all the way to the lowest of lows. And the fact that I'm even wearing this jersey right now, it's like, you guys are probably all laughing at me right now. And you know what? Rightfully so. Because this is not a team that plays to win. This is a team that just plays to get paychecks. And it's sad. It shows. You guys are seeing it right, playing it right before your very eyes. Next week against the Buffalo Bills, the game was already lost for us before it even begins. If we couldn't even beat the Patriots this week, we have literally no shot winning against the Buffalo Bills. I will even go on record saying it will be a miracle if we even make it on the scoreboard. Even if we make a field goal, if we have a punt and we do a field goal and we get 3 points, that itself will be a miracle if we make it on the board. But honestly, at this point, from the way everything's looking, I don't even expect to be on the board. I do not expect to be on the board next week. And the Bills are going to have another landslide victory. And you know what? Good for them, because you know what? I actually like the Buffalo Bills. Oh, look at me, a Miami Dolphins fan, actually liking the Buffalo Bills. Who would have thought? Even in the organization itself, it's not even the passion that's the problem. It's just, if you look at the quarterback, if you look at the offensive line, if you look at the defense, if you look at that entire team, not even on the surface level, if you look at the head coach, if you look at the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator, if you look at that whole organization as a whole, you are going to see that there's no life in those people. You can see in Mike McDaniel that there's absolutely no life in him left. And I don't even know a guy from the hole in the wall. There's nothing. There's not an ounce of passion, an ounce of determination to win games, and that is not going to get us anywhere. There is absolutely no way we are going to make it to the playoffs in however many years, 5 years, 10 years. As long as Mike McDaniel is still our coach, we are not going anywhere. And whoever else is there, like Greer or whoever else is the owner, like we're just not going anywhere. We're stagnating. We're actually plummeting as far as to the depths of the ocean, where the Kraken lives, where all the sperm whales live, and they're duking it out. Which is actually funny we say that, because our rivalry jerseys are deep ocean or deep waters or whatever. We're going all the way under, and I think that was the point, because that's exactly where we're headed right now. I think the Miami Dolphins, that organization, knew we're going deep waters, but not figuratively. We are plummeting because we have not won a game. I expect to lose to the Jets in the following week. I'm honestly really glad that I got multiple shirts of different teams, because wearing this jersey right now, I actually want to take a shower. I want to bathe myself and clean myself and get rid of all this, whatever this is, because it doesn't feel good wearing this jersey. I don't feel pride. I feel embarrassed. I feel like a clown. I feel like I have to put on clown makeup, put on my red nose, put on my rainbow wig. At least I wasn't gloating that my team might win. I'm not one of those delusional fans that are saying, oh, this is our year. I thought we were going to go 10-7 this year. But from the way that's looking, all of that is down the window. My prediction is all the way wrong. So I'm glad that I'm rooting for the Detroit Lions. I'm glad that I'm rooting for the Houston Texans, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Los Angeles Rams, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Philadelphia Eagles. At least I have some teams that I can be proud that I root for, like the Detroit Lions and even the Philadelphia Eagles. And you know what's crazy? I'm from New York. I am from Queens, New York. I should either be rooting for the New York Giants or the New York Jets, but I don't like either of those teams. But I do like the Philadelphia Eagles. And I feel like that says something. If a person from New York is a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles, that is so telling to how the organization handles themselves. And I'm usually not one to be a fan of other teams based on where I'm from. And I'm not a traditional sports fan. I'm just given up all hope that I will ever see the Miami Dolphins win another Super Bowl. Or even make it to the playoffs, let alone that. With my other shirts that I have, I might as well wear a shirt that I'm actually proud to be a fan of. So you know what? You'll see me wear this jersey, but you will also see me wear other shirts. Everybody else has seen me wear other shirts for other teams that I like. So that's how I feel. So I've ranted about the Dolphins losing, and I've ranted about how they're just so ass right now against the New England Patriots of all teams too. Like that's just adds insult to injury. Like it just does not feel good. But I'm going to come back next week and talk to you guys about how we just absolutely blundered the Bills game. And you're going to hear me rant over and over and over again. And it's just not going to feel good. So, thank you all for watching this complete crash out of me talking about how the Dolphins just lost one more game. And it's going to be the same thing next week. I have no doubt about that. So, thank you all for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.